Team, I just finished a lower body strength and mobility session. You can probably see the sweat here. And I'm doing this because I want to show you, you don't actually need to have weights lying around to start building your lower body strength and mobility from the ground up. So if you haven't done any strength training for a really long time, you don't know where to start, you want it to be simple and not overwhelming, come and join me. We do a warm up, which is going to work on your mobility first. Yes, take care of your joints. Then we go through 3 simple body weight exercises that you can start training yourself right now, how we train at the A-Life, and I hope you enjoy it. Comment below if you give it a go. Okay, so we're going to start with a warm up. Why we warm up with mobility exercises, because we want to open our hip mobility, because the more range of motion we can access in our hips, the easier our muscles will fire. So bring your feet a little wider, or more efficiently, I should say. Lean back into your hands and just let both knees drop to one side, and then open through the middle and let both knees drop to the other side. So try and keep your shoulders fairly centered, so the work and the opening is happening from the lower back and the hips here. So just start to move side to side, and no need to force or push. We're just warming up our hip range here for 3. And this is often how we sort of plan our workouts, with some sort of mobility exercises to open things up at the start before we go into our strength work. Awesome. So for lower body strength as well, I like to really work on waking up the glutes. Simple glute bridge is a really easy way to go. If you have a couch or chair nearby, you can bring your feet up onto the couch, heels on, and this is just going to give us a little more leverage, a little easier to access our glutes here. So first, just rock your pelvis forward and back and see if you can find a neutral spine. So somewhere in the middle here. We're going to engage our glutes, press up, opening up the front of our hips and feeling a connection between your heels and your butt, pulling it kind of together. And that's going to wake up our hamstrings. All right, so tap the bottom down and press up. Let's do 10 of these. 9, 8, good, to wake up the backs of our legs. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, awesome, 2, last one, and 1, coming down. Bring your feet onto the ground and just scoot yourself back a little bit away from the couch, and so now your feet are on the floor. Make sure your heels aren't too far away here. From here, dig into those heels. Make sure again we're in neutral. Squeeze your bottom, press up, and let's hold at the top. Now feel your bottom as well. Are your glutes on? Can you feel them active? So maintaining a nice level pelvis, put your hands on your hips, open one leg up to tabletop, so lifting, and keep pressing up. We're going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, keep pressing up, 2, 1, come down, keep lifting, other side, for 5, 4, 3, keep pressing, 2, 1, come down, let's do one more each side, weight through the heel, press up, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, last one, heel down, press up, 5, 4, 3, you've got it, 2, and 1, come down, and then lowering down. You can always squeeze your knees, maybe an easy like rock side to side. So good. And then let's sit ourselves up. Okay, so glutes firing now. Let's keep going. We're going to come up to standing. And I really do like a couple of these exercises to warm up before we go into the main set. We're going to come into a wide stance here. So we get a little more opening to the inner thighs. Again, the more range we have in our hips, the better. Toes are pointing forward. From here, we're going to hinge like a flat back forward. Press the back of the legs, so press the heel into the ground, get the back of the legs on, and then come up all as one. So we're going to do 10 of these as a warm up. So we're hinging, and then press back of the legs all the way up. 10, 9, You can do it. If you want to make it a little more challenging, you can reach the arms up and go this way, or you can just have the hands on your hips. Let's go for 5. So no rounding of the back. We're opening the back of the legs. 4. Doesn't matter how far you go. So you're just going to go to where you feel, okay, I get that length and strength in the back of the legs. 2. Last one. And 1. Nice work. All right, so the next one we're going to use as a warm-up, and this could be a main or just a sole exercise you're going to do at home to work on, is the split squat. So I bring one foot forward, and then I'm going to swivel my back leg to give it lots of length behind me. Now, I'm not on a tightrope, so make sure each foot is in its own lane. My hips are square. The reason I like this one, because it's going to open the front of the back leg's hip. And as I come down, I'm also working on my ankle mobility, knees over toe. I push through the heel to get that front glute on and press away. So this is a knees over toe split squat. I often do this just as a morning routine move. My hips are square, my body is upright. I track the knee over the foot, press through the heel, and come up. So every time you practice this, you are working on this depth, knee over toe, pressing away. I can tell you when I first started this exercise, my knee was nowhere near over the front leg. It's come with practice as I build my strength and mobility. So 10, so we keep going. 5 more, and press. Chest up for 4, and up. 3, and up. 2, track that knee over, and up. Last one here. 1, yes, and press. So every time you work on a move, it's not just like a thing to do, get those reps in. We're working on building the quality of the movement. Every time we move is a chance to improve the way we move. So again, other side, I swivel this back heel as far as I can, hips square, chest up. The knee tracks over that front leg, and then I press away. Now what I tend to do, and I just did it then, I saw myself in the reflection, is lean forward. So keep the chest up. You can do your 10, 9, pushing down into the ground as you press away. 8, opening the hips. So notice, where do you feel the tightness? Sometimes I feel my restriction is in this hip length. Sometimes I feel it's in the knee. So I just let the first few, I feel it out, and then I lock it in, and we get those reps in. Let's do about 4 more maybe. 3. And I reset if I need to. Work on tracking that knee. 2. Last one. And 1. All right, bring it in. Give those legs a good little shake. All right, and the last one we're going to do as a warm-up is called a horse stance. So I bring my feet together and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So about 5 feet distance, right? I'm going to bring my toes forward, chest upright. I'm going to make sure I stay keeping this pelvis in neutral. Start bending the knees, making sure they don't collapse. I'm really working at opening out and no rounding of the back, keeping my chest upright. So we come down and I'm aiming to try and get my hips level with my knees and my chest stays up. So if you can, come a little lower. If you find this too much, you can always do it against a wall. Keep the chest upright, sink a little lower. I'm going to count here. Breathing, see if you can do this with me. Don't let those knees collapse. Really work on opening out, sinking down. Let's go for 20 more seconds. Breathe, find your breath. Squeeze your bottom, chest up, think happy thoughts. Maybe smile. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. come up. Who said you needed weights to work hard? So give those legs a shake. Hopefully you're feeling warm now, and we are going to start showing you the main exercises we're going to do for this workout. I'm going to do 2 rounds with you today, but you can absolutely do 4 rounds. And these exercises I'll show you as we go. You can, of course, start to add weights as you start improving. All right, so the first one, we're going to need either a book, slant board if you've got it, or I've got some blocks here. So we're gonna do a heel elevated squat. Now I might actually show you, because I'm gonna bring my feet, so I'm just gonna use the edges of the block right underneath my hips. My heels are on the block there. This is probably a little high for me, to be honest, but so if you've got something slightly lower, see how it feels for you. I'm gonna get the other block and put it between my knees. If you specifically really want to work on kind of evening out left and right sides of your body, maybe you've got some back pain and there's some compensations happening, use the block. All right, chest stays upright. I come down into my deep squat. We're aiming for the heels and the butt to get close together. I'm connecting my knees together with the block, and then I press up. So because we don't have a weight, we're gonna do higher reps, right? So we got 10 here. Let's go. 10, up, chest stays up. 9, up. Of course, if you can't go all the way down, you'll go to where you can and you'll press up. 7, 6, 5, 4, you've got it. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, heels elevated, squat, full range squat. And we work on full range because we want to be able to access it. You want to be able to get down off the ground. You want to be able to get into a deep squat. So then why would you practice half range, right? All right, the second exercise, we're going to come down to a kneeling exercise. It's called a reverse Nordic. So before you start, what I want you to do is be kneeling right underneath your hips. Tuck your tailbone, feel your glutes are on. Ribs relax at the front. From here, all as one line, we're going to come back as far as we can before we break in the hips. So we don't want to do that. So all as one, ribs relax. We come back, find that point, squeeze your bottom and come up. So we're working on lengthening the front quads. Glutes are going on to come back, core is on. All right, we've got 8 of these, team. Are you ready? Let's go. Lengthen, 8. I like to exhale on the way up. 7. Remember, we're not just working for reps, just doing little half things. Work on your full range. Every time we do a rep, we get to work on our range. 6, 5, exhale on the way up. 4, use those glutes to help you, to support you. 3, keep those knees underneath you. 2, last one, glutes on. Let's go, find your full range and come up. Oh la la, I'm feeling that in my legs. All right, the third exercise we're doing for today's little video is a Bulgarian split squat. So you're gonna need a chair or a bench. The reason I like doing something like this, especially if you have no access to weights, is that it's single leg. So we're working on the strength of one leg, which means it's even just with no weight, it's a lot of load going through that leg, which is gonna help with the reps, make it stronger. We're gonna increase those reps, so we've got 8 here. 1 foot up. Now, from here, hips square. So I like to bring my hands on my pelvis, make sure they're pointing forward. Keeping my chest upright, tucking the tailbone, so I feel an opening through the front of the hip. Now I bend the standing leg, drop that knee, and then come up. Remember, I'm going for that full range, continuously tucking the tailbone and pressing up. Let's go. 8, up, tuck under. Get that length through the front of the thigh. 7, chest up. 6, 5, 4, 3, this is strong, even with no weight. 2, tuck under, full range. 1. So plant the other foot right underneath the hip. Switch legs, hips square, check in. We want our last rep as good as our first rep. 8, 7, find your depth, keep tucking under, lengthening the front. 6, 5, keep the chest up. 4, 3, yes, 2, last one, and 1. Okay, I said I would join you for 2 rounds. So we're going straight back to the heels elevated deep squat. So find your little heel elevation. It's going to build our strong knees, this one. Keep us honest with the block between your knees. And we have got 10, chest up. Now, of course, if you start training these for a few weeks and these start to get easy, go buy yourself a 5 kilo, 8 kilo weight, bring it to your chest and start adding. That's how simple progressive overload can be. And that's how our muscles respond to the load. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3. Sometimes we overcomplicate where to start, building strength, building strong joints. Last one. And it can actually be quite simple. Yeah, it doesn't have to be complicated. I could go to the store and buy 1 weight. There's so much you can do adding on to body weight strength. All right. This one is powerful. Tuck the tailbone. We've got 8 reps. It's also working on a strong core. Let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, find your full range. This should be further than the last set. 2, last rep, make it count. Let's go. Find your full range. Hold, 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 and come up. You can see the shake is real. All right. Last round, we're doing Bulgarian split squat. So I'm going to find my position. A good form starts with a good setup. Here, hip square, tuck under. Again, if I did this for 5 or 6 weeks and I repeat it, I can go to the store, grab a single weight, 1 weight, and add it on. Got 8 reps here. Let's do 4 more. For 4, 3, whoop, 2. Notice I'm not wearing shoes as well. We, at the A-Life, do all our classes without shoes because by going barefoot, I'm working on my strength, stability, and mobility. Toe strength, ankle strength, foot strength. A crucial part for building the foundation of your lower body. 2, 3, 4. Keep tucking under, chest up. 5, 6, 7. Last one, and 8. Coming off. So that's where I'm going to leave the end of that strength session. But if you find you're at capacity here, you can take a break. There's no need to rush. Who's rushing? Don't need to be on a timer. And go back and do 2 more sets. So you're doing 4 rounds. That is what we want to aim for. But if you join me, come down onto the ground, all the way down. All the way down. Give those knees a good squeeze. And you can lengthen your left leg. Keep the right leg in. And we'll just go for a nice twist. So come right onto your left hip. Bring the hand on top. And we're going to go into a full side bend. And what you're going to do is just slow down your breathing. Deepen your breath. Notice how that felt. Maybe you haven't done lower body strength for a very long time. All it is moving with intention to build that part of our body. And that's exactly how we apply progressive overload. We can't improve our strength unless we are consistently working on that area, giving it some focus. Take 2 more deep breaths. And then come through the middle. Come over. So I hope I made this like super doable for someone who is maybe new to strength work, giving you a place to start. A lot of the people we have in our membership, a lot of our students, have never done strength before. They're just, maybe they used to do something and haven't done it for a very long time, and they join us because they want to start exercising again, but this time actually taking care of their joints. This time actually making sure they don't get injured. This time making sure that how they're moving, how they're working out is supporting longevity and supporting the other activities they want to do in their life. All right, so come out of that, come up to a seat. So I'd love to hear how you went. Comment on this video. That always helps us out, know who's checking out our channel. Give us a like, subscribe to our channel. If you know someone else would benefit from this, give us a share. Thank you for joining us, and I look forward to moving with you soon.